The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Thursday, the second day of December 2021. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, and Lindos. I'm Jamal Hartman. She's Sherry Vanderpool, and Leanna Lambert will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Sherry, it's Thursday. This week went by fast. How you doing?
Thank God it's Thursday. I'm
TGI
Say that again.
TGIT.
Listen, I don't know. I woke up with a slight headache, so I'm going to try to get it together.
Oh, shit.
And that's you, Jamal. Even on your Heineken Zero,
Yeah.
you know. But no, it's a good day thus far. Like you say, it's Thursday. Yes.
Yeah. Honestly, folks, it's nothing against you. Trust me. We know that you all need a break from us on weekends, and weekends are supposed to be relaxation, to refresh, regroup, and come back. So I second what Cher is saying. But good morning, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. Another good one today as we welcome Nikkia Samuels on to discuss therapeutic massages. She's a masseuse. The Daily Play is a name that plays. I promise you the answer is not going to be a massage therapist.
Well, no, it's everything to do with Christmas. So I remember the assignment. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I can claim I had a headache and that's why things aren't going well. So we'll see.
Well, Sherry, we have some things to discuss. We have some crazy things to discuss. And folks, I'm not sure Leanna's going to have much more on this during her news break, right? So not sure if you read up on this story that we're going to discuss this morning. But basically, yesterday, a 35-year-old man was arrested in connection with an alleged scam. But here's what gets me. Here's what gets me. It was an Instagram scam, and the question. This is it's funny, but it's crazy funny because we can't. When we think of scams, right? People always think of the elderly and think of old people.
Yes.
It's. We need to protect the elderly. No, we need to protect everybody from scams, because it shocks me that young people, especially who think it's all about the elderly, can fall for some of these scams. So basically what happened, according to the press release on Burn News, a quote, the local man who cannot be named was arrested earlier today following allegations from several complainants who stated that they had been approached via Instagram, right? And an Instagram account, asking for investment of $1,000 to be converted into $10,000 within 10 minutes. Now, folks, on Twitter a few weeks ago, or throughout social media, there was this thing about red flags this, red flags that.
Right.
Anyone who tells you, look, I'm no expert, but I'm just going to tell you as your boy. I'm your brother. I'm your friend. I'm your cousin. It's me. It's Jamal. Good old Jamal Hartman. I'm going to tell you, anyone, I don't care if it's Elon Musk or Bezos, any of them tell you that they can turn $1,000 into $10,000 within 10 minutes for you, walk away. So the question of the morning, based on that, how can we protect ourselves from online scams? And this is bigger than just using common sense. Right? This is bigger than just knowing better, because obviously I believe there are some pretty intelligent people, right, that are falling for this, Sherry.
It is. Excuse me. But I think I will give it to the scam artists. They're very crafty. Now with things that you can do on your computer and all of that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I don't know, and it's no offense to anybody who lives in these states, but I think as a young person, my mom or what I saw was like Americans, you just don't trust that, you just don't. In Bermuda, at least you might know the person or something. I've always been skeptical. Always. I remember someone calling me from the bank, asking me stuff, and I was like, I don't know who you are. Give me your number so I could call you back. And and the person's like, you're serious? I said, very. Even, how many times Amazon saying my account has been compromised?
Yep.
I don't, I'm just like delete, and I go on my account and check. I just think that the scam artists have gotten so good and we have gotten so gullible and I know you touched on jealousy, competing and all of that throughout the week. We want to be what we see at times on social media, what we talked about the other day, right? Trying to compete and all of this. And I know some people are in desperate situations and just feel that this will elevate their situation. But if it's too good to be true, 10 minutes, how many people would be rich at this point? And then the people that they pay to put in front to tell you that it's true is just as bad. If there's plenty of ways to protect yourselves from online scams, and we'll go into that maybe a little bit, further down in this discussion. But I don't know. Even changing my phone over the other day to T-Mobile, I said, sweetie, slow down, because you'll have me in a contract for 5 years, and I wouldn't even know. Slow down.
Well, I think
she's like,
it is. You mentioned a lot of good things, and I think you're right. In the U.S., it was something you were taught, like Social Security scams. You're taught to avoid so many different things. I remember, when back in the day, Teo and I got an email. And it was from, some email address saying, I'm going to get such and such money. And
right.
live on air, Teo called, and it was a Nigerian person on the other line. And this was one of the moments in history in Bermuda radio. We probably still have the recording where we literally, Teo interrogated this guy. So why would I give you money if you're promising me $1 million? Like, it was this thing. And it was the funniest thing Bermuda radio probably had experienced, because it was like, why are you trying to get one over on us? No, social media back then, it was, Twitter and Instagram weren't around, and Twitter wasn't what it was. You had Facebook, but it was still via email, because remember back then it was email scams. And I thought that, okay, this is not good, because I was alert enough to say, nah, no way, this can't be true. But in our minds, immediately, and people know this, who to prey on, everyone literally wants to get rich overnight. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. If the ordinary person, an ordinary person is told, you know what, Sherry, look, you do this with me, we can make some serious money, 10,000 over 3 months, right?
Right.
And the truth is that feels good, because nobody, like, again, we go to work, we may love what we do, but we never feel satisfied with what we have. So we're always looking for that quick legal way to make money.
Financial freedom. You're trying to get financial freedom and do it quickly, So I definitely agree with you in that.
No, it's interesting, but folks, the question is, how can we protect ourselves from online scams? Obviously, Leanna will go in more depth about what's happening right now in Bermuda, with a 35-year-old arrested regarding an online scam that was taking place on Bermudians, preying on Bermudians. Again, as stated earlier in the show, we tend to think of elderly people when it comes to scams, but ordinary people, young people, middle-aged people are getting scammed regularly. Let's go to some comments. Karen Simmons for you, Sherry.
People are desperate space right now. Scam artists are the great manipulators. Yeah.
Indeed. I think timing does play a big part in this. People, it's been a pandemic, recession, and people are hard up. So you give them that opportunity, they're going to jump. They're going to jump.
That definitely can jump.
Adeline Stevenson Swan says, I have been waiting to receive a call for years from a scammer because trust and believe the con will be conned by me, period. She's ready to fight back. Folks, she's not taking it laying down. She is ready to slap you back and take your money. Don't promise her anything. But, it's...
But, I was gonna say, but Jamal, we can look at, from cars, people buying cars that, lemons. So what you had the lemon law that came into place. Remember, I think it was back in the day that the car, as long as they saw once they didn't see the back of the lights, they weren't responsible for it. It was some type of saying. But, from cars, like you say, a social security, from people purchasing pets online, thinking that, they are true to what they are. It is always going to be, and you just have to learn how to protect yourself. Instagram, social media has not made it easier for the consumers, made it easier for the scam artists, because we believe what we see, and without any further research, education, all of those things that we've been talking about all week.
No, you're not lying, and I think Sam Cat Place adds to your point. It's like, just stop with the mentality of getting rich quick. Common sense should prevail. Right. But she makes a great point on what you're saying. We don't want to take the time to research and understand things. We want that. Like, think about it. And no offense to anyone in the audience who's done this or doing this. Right. But it's it's the multi-level marketing stuff. Right. The multi-level marketing stuff has been going on for years. Right. And the majority of people who've gotten involved, they have no interest in what it is they're selling. They're doing it as a way to get rich fast. Right. Yeah. And some people have looked at that as scamming. Right. Maybe I don't necessarily, honestly, I think if you're interested and you're a great salesperson and you can make it work and it's not taking advantage of people or putting people in a bad space, then go for it. I'm all for that. Right. But at the end of the day, it goes back to Sam Cat Place's comment, the mentality of trying to get rich quick.
Jamal, did you do the pyramid thing back in the day?
Never.
I feel like I did.
Never.
I feel like I lost $250.
I was known as the hater. I literally last year, someone in New York, this girl I know, reached out to me about joining one. I'm like, I'm sorry, like mama taught me how to work. Like both of my parents in the end, right, created their own businesses and did a thing. Right. So for me, even my uncles, for me, business was always about doing something that you like to do to make money. Right. Not about jumping on something with the promise of making money just to have more money. Like it was always about like, what can we use our skills to do that's going to give us a better life or opportunity. Let's go back to the comments because Sherry has some tips for avoiding online scammers, folks, and definitely want to get to those. Hadeline Stevenson Swan and Carlton Fleming for you.
Anything that seems or appears too good to be true, usually it is. Yeah.
Hello.
It is easy. Why? Why would anyone give you 10 times what they gave you? If I had a method to make that money, I would not share it.
Folks, again, and if you don't know what he's talking about, basically the online scam that's being reported in Bermuda was people were allegedly falling for being told that all they had to do was give $1,000 and they'll get 10,000 within 10 minutes. To have the audacity to actually come up with a scam like that, the audacity tells me either that person is super smart or super the other way.
It wasn't the 10 minutes for you, Jamal.
That's why I said at the end, 10 minutes. Like you're telling me you can make me take 1,000 and turn it into 10,000 in 10 minutes? Come on, folks. Come on. Warren Buffett can't guarantee any of that. Our friend Laverne Amanda Kelly says, I agree, Sherry. We have to be vigilant. Never give personal info to anyone you don't know. Also, if you purchase online, meet at a public location, preferably the police station. Oh, she's going right. Police station.
No, she's absolutely right.
And both of you live in Atlanta, so hey. I'm just saying. But it's real though. I agree with. I agree with her. Let's go through a few more comments because I definitely want to get to your tips. Carlton Fleming and Shikarena, Sherry.
It is easy. Why would they give you 10 times more than you gave them? If I had the method to get rich, I wouldn't share it. If you sell anything online, meet at a bank parking lot to make the exchange because there's lots of cameras. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a real good tip, Chico.
Sam that place says, "Oh my God, Sherry, that pyramid scheme thing was serious when I was in my 20s. The amount of times I had to tell my mom to not fall for it. Talk about persistent. Look, let's be honest. A lot of our parents were almost in on that stuff, if not in it. The pyramid
Yeah,
schemes, and they were targeted. They were targeted. We had certain politicians involved. I was reached out to by a recently former politician in Bermuda trying to get me into one of those things, and I'm like, are you serious? When I was made redundant at Bermuda Tourism, my position was made redundant. I had people coming reaching out to me about this another travel pyramid scheme, and I'm like, folks, I'm not
yeah.
interested. That's not who I am. Like that's not what we do.
That's why I said I think I did it because it was so long ago, but I think it did take a lot to get me into it in that. And I don't think I made it past the first thing because you got to bring people on, and that's just not my
Exactly.
thing.
Exactly. I'll tell you this here. There are people who make money in these pyramid schemes. There are
Yes.
people who make money, but the promise of making money is not there. Like you legit have to one, if it's not a full-time thing, the chances of making money much less. If you're not passionate or got the sales etiquette and drive and desire, you're probably not
Mm-hmm.
going to do it. And then the people who usually make the money that they tell you about are the people who are at the top and start the business. So so what they call it, pipe dreams, what they call it, selling these dreams to people,
Yeah,
false dreams.
that's
But
it.
folks, Shara's going to give us some tips, but let me just get
Yes.
from you. How can we protect ourselves from online scams? I want some ideas from the audience. How do you believe we can better protect ourselves from online scams, from believing that we can give someone $1,000 and they can turn that into 10,000 in 10 minutes? How can we protect ourselves? And come on, let's try to be respectful. I've already said, it's a special kind of person going forward for that, but let's be honest. There are people amongst us that may actually just jump. But Sean Smith says one way is to use your credit cards and not your debit card when purchasing online. Your money is not risk using your credit card. Karen Simmons says always been skeptical of get rich quick schemes. I think we all should be. We all should be. But
Yeah.
let's get Sherry, if you don't mind, let's share some tips of how we can protect ourselves from online scams.
Well, actually, Jamal, I'm going to give you one or two signs of a scam and
Mm,
then give you some tips. So make sure that when messages that appear come from a friend or company, they're not asking you to click on a suspicious link because that then takes you to all of your information. Someone messaging you and they are requesting money.
mhm,
Claiming to be from Instagram security, that should have been number one because what you end up doing is putting your information in there and then they get access to your accounts.
mhm,
Accounts representing large companies or public figures, accounts claiming that you have won a prize, and then posts. The other thing is look for posts that have poor spelling and grammatical
errors. Yeah.
issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be a sign. And people who misrepresent where they are located.
Mm,
They tell you they're in Atlanta, but then, other things. So ways to avoid these scams: don't click on those suspicious links. Make your account private. That can help. You have two accounts, one that's public and one that's private. Enable a two-factor author.
authentication.
Thank you, Jamal.
Yeah.
Disable your activity status. So these are things that you may need to look up to find these steps by steps. But if they can see when you was last online,
Mm,
then they know that this is a time to go ahead and pounce.
mhm,
Check your login activity to see if anybody has accessed your account.
mhm,
Block accounts. Oh, I'm good. Oh, that's a bit of quickness. Block,
mm,
block.
mm, mm, mm,
Do your research. Keep a close eye on third party apps.
mm,
If you don't know what that means, that's just another app that is trying to track what you're doing.
mhm,
Check if accounts are verified. That blue tick means that Instagram has verified that these people are said who they are. Now,
mhm,
with that being said, that's still tricky to me
mhm.
because I feel like people could do anything online.
Mhm.
Still just double check that. And I think one of the biggest scams is those who purchase clothing off of Instagram at times. A lot of times
Mhm.
the clothes look like onesies once
Mhm.
they get it there. And
Mhm.
then it takes about a month for that to happen,
Mhm.
for it
Yeah.
to get there. So, just kind of just, you have to do your research on different, see who follows who. If you
Yeah.
have other people that that follow, like Jamal, I reach out Jamal, hey, do you know any information on this Instagram account?
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't know. I'm the worst. Jamal.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, you all know me. I've said it before. I avoid Instagram. My page is private on there because it's like, that doesn't mean I'm not going to accept people, but
Right.
it's private for a reason because it's so scammy to me. Uh, I appreciate those tips. Laverne Amanda Kelly also said they also blind copy you in the email. Nachiko Trot said, clear Wi-Fi connection settings, especially when traveling. Now, this is huge.
Ah.
When you're in a hotel and on the Wi-Fi, I don't think people understand how vulnerable you are. Like all
Mm-hmm.
your banking and stuff. Like try not to check your banking information. I was told when you're in on public Wi-Fi because that's a perfect and you're vulnerable at that state. But no, this is good information, a good conversation because honestly, I would not want to see people I know, I love, anyone be scammed out of hard working money. We've seen it happen over the years. Was the gentleman Bernie Madoff, stuff like that. That wasn't the internet.
Yeah.
That wasn't the internet. But with the internet, if we're not careful, the same thing can happen to us. And I would not want to see anyone who has worked so hard lose it all so fast.
Don't attach your credit cards to certain subscriptions. Don't do automatic, things, because then when you try to do it, put it this way, even when I try to unsubscribe to certain emails, do you know what these people do? They send me back an email saying that the website or email whatever doesn't exist. So like I can't get it. I'm just
You,
like, these people are something.
you know what, folks? I want to say this too. If here's another tip about those subscriptions. If you ever wanted to know when to unsubscribe, it's the week of Thanksgiving and Black Friday because the amount of emails you're going to get from businesses you probably haven't shopped at in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then back to Shara's point, you're going to start getting it from these Amazon accounts that are not really Amazon, PayPal, not really PayPal. And you click on it, it's all over.
Yeah.
It's all over.
The first thing they say is that your account has been compromised. And I'm
Yes.
just like, go to your account and you can open it. It has not been compromised. Do not open that link. I immediately delete it. Or just please, guys.
Indeed, indeed. Let's bring Liana into the convo. She doesn't seem like she can get scammed. I don't know.
Nah.
Her brain's too big. She's too small. Hey, Lee, how you doing?
Brain is too big.
I will take that compliment this morning,
Oh,
Sherry. I
oh,
would
well,
actually take that
she
compliment.
seems way too intelligent. Like, look, I don't know. Maybe I'm giving too much credit according to Sherry reaction just now.
I'm just gonna hand it to my fact checking skills. Like, thank God for journalism school. Like, no, spelling is a thing for me. If it's spelled
Yes.
wrong, we're not going there. But no, this is something that's actually been taking place for a while in Bermuda. I'm glad that they finally caught someone in connection, because I do remember we was talking about a senior citizen that got duped out of almost $10,000. I think it was last month we had reported it. So yeah, this was a big one. Instagram, I mean, as we discussed yesterday, people are on there all day, every day, heavy,
Yeah.
so it definitely have to be aware.
So nobody ever got you, Liana? Just a
No,
little?
didn't we
Okay.
discuss how I wouldn't even shop online? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what are we discussing right now?
She seems very like, nah, this don't seem right.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not gonna lie. If it weren't for Teo back in the day, they might have got me. They might
They
have
might
got
have
me.
got you
I
now.
They
got
might
I
have got
got
me.
once.
Yeah, they might have got me.
Really?
Once. Yeah,
Even the
once.
ones that DM you and they're like, "Oh, we'd like you to model
Oh
our
no.
clothes." No,
No.
Nah, bruh.
I get that all
absolutely
the
not.
time. I just read them a couple of times,
Cherry.
and I'm just like, yes.
Yeah, okay. You'd be seeing them both in those publications, folks. You'd be seeing them in those publications.
I mean, I'm suspicious if someone reaches out and not that I don't know them, but I cannot
place them.
I can't fact check who it is, who you're connected to. Bermuda's this tiny. Somebody knows somebody who knows somebody. That's how I feel.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's the other thing in Bermuda. You want to make sure you ask someone, who is this person? Is this person real? I mean, Bermuda is very small. Someone should know this person or someone that knows them. So, no, I completely agree. Lee, let's get to the news break.
News break. Let me give you some details on this.
Yes, we need details, folks. 1,000 to 10,000 in 10 minutes. Okay, yeah, over to you. I'm going to this.
Thanks, Jamal and Sherry. Good morning to everyone that's tuned in with us today. I hope you all are having a great start to your day. I'm Leanna Lambert, and it's time for the Daily Hour News Break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. In today's top stories, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. That's the advice from Detective Chief Inspector Sharon Joseph, who heads up the Specialist Investigations Department, after police revealed that they have arrested a 35-year-old man in connection to an allegedly fraudulent investment scheme run on social media. Now, it is said that the man was arrested yesterday after allegations from several people that they had been approached by the suspect on Instagram. The man allegedly asked the complainants for money and promised an investment of $1,000 to be converted into $10,000 within 10 minutes. Be suspicious, Mr. Joseph warned. He added that if someone's social media accounts had been compromised, they should warn their friends and family to prevent their compromised accounts being used to defraud others. Now, anyone who suspects that they have fallen victim is urged to get in contact with police. In other news, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or the CDC, has now changed Bermuda's classification to level 3, high level of COVID-19 in Bermuda, which is an improvement over our prior classifications as level 4. Now, the last time Bermuda was ranked as level 3 by the CDC was in August 2021, prior to our major outbreak in September. Now, the key information for travelers on the CDC website states that make sure you are fully vaccinated before traveling to the island. Unvaccinated travelers should avoid non-essential travel to the island, and travelers may be at risk for getting and spreading COVID-19 variants due to our current situation. Meanwhile, today marks the 5th anniversary of the 2016 clash outside Parliament, when citizens exercising a right to peacefully protest being violently attacked by police and pepper sprayed. The demonstration was held when the then One Bermuda Alliance government decided after December 2nd to make public the airport draft project agreement before the bills went back before the House, where they were ultimately approved on February 10th, 2017. Now, demonstrators stopped MPs from getting into the House of Assembly to debate 2 pieces of legislation about the controversial airport deal. Some protesters were pepper sprayed by police, and 28 people later received a settlement totaling $225,000, including their legal fees from the Ministry of National Security. To date, Premier David Burt says the truth is yet to be told. And Caden Hopkins has won Bermuda's first medal at the Junior Pan American Games in Colombia, with the cyclist claiming a silver medal yesterday in the time trial. Averaging 31.5 miles per hour over the 16-mile course, Hopkins finished just 4 seconds behind winner Victor Ocampo of Colombia. Teammate Connor White finished in 7th place. Now, Bermuda Bicycling Association President Peter Dune said Caden's performance was a complete thrill to hear, Both of them him and White had great 2021 seasons, and this is a fantastic way to bring it to a crescendo. Now, next up for Team Bermuda Cyclists is the 130-kilometer road race on Friday. Joining Hopkins and White will be Nick Norway, giving Bermuda a strong trio of riders. Taking a look at today's weather, we have a high near 73 and a low near 67 degrees. This morning's hazy sunshine with a developing southerly breeze, mostly cloudy chance for a shower or two, mainly this evening. Now, overall high pressure ensures a settled environment through the 5-day forecast period. The only exception will be a weak trough that may trigger a random shower tonight into early Friday while the wind briefly increases. That's all for our daily hour news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. But before you go, here's your little helpful daily tip from your favorite community pharmacist. Now, it is vitally important to finish your entire course of antibiotics, even if you start to feel better after a couple of days. You can trust your People's Pharmacist to advise you if you miss a dose of the best course of action. Now let's head back to Jamel and Sherry in the studio for today's Daily Focus.
Thanks so much for that, Lee. I have no joke or anything. I'm just still shocked at the top story. I'm literally trying to make sense of it. And again, all of us have our weak moments. But I don't know.
$10,000 in 10 minutes.
Yeah. And I just sent Jamal a screenshot from somebody on Instagram, and payment is spelled PEYMYNT.
Oh no! See, it's little things like that. It's the little things, guys.
It's real out in these streets, folks. Protect yourself. Lee, thanks so much for remaining professional throughout that, because it's laughable.
You would have laughed throughout the entire.
It's laughable that it's so sad it's funny, and so funny it's sad. It's just thank you, Lee. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday.
Enjoy your day, guys. See you later.
Unbelievable. Nika De Shields says, if it were that easy, we would all be rich. Folks, we have our guest waiting backstage, Nikkia Samuels. She's going to be talking about therapeutic massages that she does. I just got me my monthly on Tuesday. I love it. My monthly massage. Self-care is important, folks. If you can afford it, you can find a way.
I've experienced Nikkia's hands.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right.
They are serious.
So somebody's bragging. So we'll have her coming right up after the break. Just want to give a big shout out again to I often forget the people who listen to us on BCG Radio. Some of you all on the app out there in New York and Bermuda. So definitely thank you for your support. I know you're not able to comment via radio, but we definitely see you and appreciate you for tuning in. We're going to take this quick break and be back with our guest for the Daily Focus.
Hi, I'm Karen, a nurse at the old folks home. These long hours used to kill my feet until my hairdresser told me about a great place to buy a pair of clogs. Medical House. Finally, relief. They also carry uniforms in bright, bold colors. And not to mention the support stockings.
Karen, Miss Salter bet her bet again.
Oh gosh, these days I need all the support I can get.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dendy Town Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke.
Here's a health food company who meet the vegan food challenge head on. Field Roast, proud purveyors of vegan good eats designed to replace the meatiness and cheesiness traditionally bestowed by animal products. From a meat eater's point of view, this is mission impossible. Field Roast has cracked the code, allowing plant proteins to deliver flavors that supersede those of animal origin. Try Field Roast chew slices, tomato cayenne, coconut herb, and original cream. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
All right, welcome back to the big show. Sherry Vanderpool, myself, Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. It is time for the Daily Focus. Our guest for the day, she is is it masseur or masseuse?
Masseuse.
Masseuse? What's a masseur?
I don't know. I know of a masseuse.
Oh, okay. Maybe I just, trying too hard. Here we go, Nikkia. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Good morning, you two. Welcome.
So,
I have to correct you first of all. I call myself a massage therapist because when we were in school, a masseuse was considered someone that gave happy endings. So we used to correct people.
okay, hold on. Can you explain for our audience who may not know what a happy ending is?
Okay, I will not be too graphic, but giving head,
Okay, so basically,
touching
some
certain places that you shouldn't be.
some form of oral, and okay, makes sense. So that this is good information to have because I
have
did
to be
not know that.
educated.
I absolutely, education is important, but I never heard of that because I mean I've never gone to those kind of spots.
Jamal.
Lucky or unlucky.
Jamal.
I haven't, but I had remember, you know, I got my monthlies and someone saying, "Oh, you got a happy end." I'm like, and I was a little slow to it. Like, what's the happy end? And when it was explained to me, I was like, how did I not know this? I don't know. I'm sorry. I was, yeah. I guess you know,
slow.
You must be a good boy.
My good upbringing. I'm telling you, my good upbringing. Yeah.
You lost giving them too much credit today.
My good
Too much
upbringing.
credit.
Nothing wrong with that. But Nikkia, thank you for doing this. Appreciate you stopping by. Just for clarities to the audience gets to know, what is what's a therapeutic massage?
A therapeutic massage would be more basic traditional massage therapy, where you just do a full body, or you can do a specific area that the client needs attention to, and your strokes are not as intense as if you was to do, I guess, a muscular. I'm trying to think of the word. A deep tissue. A deep tissue. A sports, deep tissue sports massage is different levels of where you take your client's threshold.
Okay.
So the therapeutic is basically a mild, say, if you ever heard anyone tell you about a pain scale, 1 to 10. So I would say a therapeutic treatment would be between 1 and 5.
Got you. So would that be real quickly? Would that be similar to because I go, but I always just get deep tissue, right?
Okay.
But I've heard of so many different things: Thai massage, Swedish massage, therapeutic massage. So, what would be similar? Like a Swedish massage is what? Like just if you can break down Swedish or Thai, the difference, and therapeutic, if you can.
Okay, I will try my best. Swedish massage and a therapeutic massage can be interchangeable, but it, like I said, it all depends on the stroke and the depth of the person's technique. I'm not too sure about Thai. Sometimes they can use joint mobilization, which basically is taking your limbs through different ranges of motion. Or they can walk on you. I've heard about walk treatments, people getting their back walked on, or people using their feet. So you can use different areas of your body as a therapist to work on your client.
I'm sorry, I'm not a sidewalk. Go ahead, Sharon.
I do want to try the Thai massage, I must admit. But tell us why you even got into doing massages. Yeah.
Okay, well, first of all, Therapeutic Touch got created. I was in Trinidad for a test match game, and usually I take care of my nails and feet. So Therapeutic Touch is more just than massage therapy. I am also a pedicurist and a nail technician. And the reason I got into massage therapy because I worked at bar salon being a shampoo assistant, and one of the therapists hurt herself. So I just started working on her, and she was like, "You need to go to school." So here I am 15 years later. And I basically, my number one treatment is pedicures and their massage therapy.
Wow. And like I said, I've experienced her and she is absolutely great. So, Nikkia, how important is it for people to have self-care? And how does that affect a person's lifestyle? Jamal mentioned going monthly. Like, how important is that?
I was quite impressed to hear a man. Thank you, Jamal, for taking care of yourself, because self-care, people don't realize it's so important. And if this pandemic hasn't shown that you should be selfish and take care of yourself, then you're not paying attention. We all have to deal with the stresses of life, family, relationships, and relationships ain't always about man or woman. It could be your girlfriends, it could be job relationships, and we have to find something that makes us feel happy and bring us our balance, and everybody's balance is different. So I definitely stress to my clients that getting their massages, their pedicures, even vaccine. That could be a therapeutic treatment for people. But you have to definitely put yourself first, no matter what, because at the end of the day, we only have one run in this life, so you better make it worthwhile.
Waxing, Jamal. Waxing. So I understand that your business is mobile. Why? Why not brick and mortar? What's the benefits of being mobile?
I chose mobile. I did have the opportunity to work in Jillian Spa in 2004. And I have to be honest, I do not like being confined behind four walls. I get very distracted and I lose focus. So I just decided I'm going to take a chance, and I walked away from a steady full-time establishment and took the risk and went house to house, and I love it. I get to meet new people, and I'm a social butterfly, so this works for me. And I go from Dockyard to St. George's and all in between.
The benefits for I say myself was that you just don't have to leave your home. And I think too, it just depends on what you got going on there. But if you don't have kids and stuff, it's it's awesome. What services do you offer? And you indicated already what was your most popular service, but tell us a little bit more about your services that you offer.
Okay, so Therapeutic Touch is a full beauty service business. So I offer manicures, pedicures, massage, facials, body waxing, and ear candling.
Air candling.
What? Okay, you
Yes.
gotta explain. You gotta explain. Air candle. Like what? You light a can, put it on my back or something?
No, basically air candling. So for your ears, I wish I had a candle to show you. It's a can. It's made out of beeswax, but it's different types of cans. But I like using beeswax. They're about, where am I to? This long. It's about probably half my arm, and one end is open and is pointed. One end is open and one end is pointed. So the pointed part gets placed into your ear canal. The open end gets lit by fire, but you're protected with a cloth over your ear, and it sits in like a shield. And it takes about 7 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes per ear, and you hear like a like a whispering sound. And what that does, it draws out any old or new wax that's in our ear canal that we can't get to by using a Q-tip. And it helps with sinuses, tension headaches, migraines, and overall, it's just a nice, relaxing treatment.
And it's called air candling, right?
Air candling, yes.
This is something I've never heard of, but I think a certain somebody would probably think I need that because they think I'm hard of hearing. Just don't know. But,
Yeah, he
but no,
definitely needs to clear it all out.
You'd be surprised what you see when that candle gets cut open, what comes out of your ear canal.
But that's the thing. I don't think I would want to see. But you've seen these things on social media where people go in people's ears and they bring wax out. But I want to get back to something. I think what you do is impressive. But obviously, over the last almost 2 years now, there's been a pandemic. How did that impact your ability to go into people's homes? Like, what was business like, and how were you able to navigate during the pandemic?
That, I would say, these past 18 months was definitely an eye-opener. It hurt. I will not lie. I had moments when I cried because I could not work because of what I do is so personable. I'm in your home. I'm in your face. Social distancing does not work in my business. And I have to say, I would say probably 35 to 40% of my clientele has dropped due to, the situation. But from me pivoting, I could definitely say I focus more on my family. And I went back to school. I'm a Zumba instructor now. And I definitely have educated myself more on skincare and learning how to make certain scrubs and body oil. So I educated myself through this pandemic. And once things got back to somewhat movable for me to go into people's homes, certain precautions just have to be taken because people, they want their treatments. A lot of my clientele cannot do what we take too much for granted. So my clientele is somewhat seasoned, and I have middle age to my oldest client is 97. So they couldn't wait for me to come. Like some people, like, you need to come to my house. And like I said, pedicures is my number one treatment. So people didn't realize not taking care of your feet can really bring some harm to you, especially older as you get older. So I would say I survived by just doing the bare minimum, cutting toenails, not even doing a full pedicure, so I wasn't in the person's hand more than 25 minutes. So I was still able to have some income, but Therapeutic Touch suffered. But it suffered not too bad, because at the end of the day, I'm still here. And I have received new clients, and all my faithfuls that have been with me for the past 15 plus years, they're still here today. So I'm very grateful and blessed where Therapeutic Touch is and where it's going.
Can I say congratulations to you, because you did what a lot of people who have made it through in terms of business wise turn to, and it's re-educating themselves, and as you mentioned the word pivot, find other ways to grow in that space. I always tell people this talk show started out of the pandemic, like giving people a place to everybody was home, so giving everyone a space to have conversations about things like this, so that we can have our platform to support one another during a time when, honestly, as humans, even though some may be introverted, we're not meant to remain away from other people.
Exactly.
Like that,
Right.
So no, congratulations for what
Thank you.
With your business. I want to go to the audience, because we have a few people out there. Sloan Johnson says, Thai massage is amazing. I go once a month. Self-care is the best care. And Adeline Stevenson Swan, thank you very much for defining massage therapist. I never knew that before. We'll leave it at that, folks. We'll leave it at that. Sloan goes on to say, you can't pour from an empty cup. Self-care is vital for physical, mental, and emotional health. Now, you did say, about a man going for a massage, right? And it's interesting, because I never ever saw going for massage as a feminine thing or a thing for women. It wasn't until like people started talking like, oh man, like I had someone ask me a very strange question, and this is a platform where we're honest. Oh, does it turn you on? I'm like, no, it's a massage. Like, it's like, folks, are you serious?
Yeah.
Have you never been to a chiropractor or going to the doctor and for a physical? Like, no, it doesn't turn you on. It's literally you're going there, your mind goes with the music, you relax, and you're just enjoying what the tension, less tension, because I'm not a bodybuilder, but I try to work out mornings. And so my muscles are tight. Like, I don't know how to stretch. I go on YouTube, try to learn stuff, but I need it for my body. I'm no spring chicken anymore. I'm a Mosherazade.
Hello.
So
you know what? He shared, Nikkia. He needs that air candling fast.
He didn't have to go there. Jamal, you didn't have to go there.
It slipped out. But
Yeah,
right. Karen Simmons says, feels good and relieves the pressure of my, is that sinusitis? Sinusitis. See, you're all using these big words I can't pronounce. Stop that.
Hey, you're getting educated today. Come on now.
Come on now. Feel like it's a quiz. Go ahead, Sherry. Sorry.
No, and I was gonna say, do you touched on elderly, and I know from having your services before that is important. Do we need to ensure that if we can maintain doing the self-care, that when we do get to that more elderly status, that it wouldn't be so, detrimental or unneeded?
Exactly. It would be basically maintenance, because at the end of the day, we all need maintenance. And so if you start at a certain age, it goes through as we age. And it's very important, because I've learned through this profession, I have seen people in the 40s have a stroke just like that, have a heart attack. Certain things, it doesn't always happen to you in your 70s or your 90s. So I find if you start late 20s or early 20s, or even teenagers, just doing the bare minimum, it allows you to, as you get older, you start to put yourself on a certain platform that, you know what, I need to do this for my body and not worry about what anybody else has to say. And it's also about education. Like Jamal, you got educated, and with you doing self-care, you did it because your body needed it. And I find people that are closed-minded, they don't look beyond what you're doing. Yeah. So you really have to make sure that you educate yourself, and where you're going to get your treatments is, a reputable place, so you know what you're getting. You're getting your money's worth.
Indeed. We have someone asking in the audience, Joycelyn Bailey, so proud of you. Tell them the story. I don't know. Is it PG?
Yes, of course. Okay, so Therapeutic Touch started. I went to Sunshine Company. It was a beauty salon, a beauty shop back in the day. And when I came back from my trip in Trinidad, I went to the lady and I asked, can I have a charge account? So because, she didn't really know me, she's like, well, I'll give you, you have $50 limit. So I took my $50 and I got a basic petty kit. And my first client was my nana, and we had the book that came in the kit. And one thing, I am a hands-on learner. I tell people I'm not book smart, I'm hands-on smart. And so my nana wrote to me, and as she was reading the pages, that's how I did my first pedicure. It took me 3 hours, but that was the best pedicure ever. And here I am today. So that's how I started with my $50. And I totally thank Leslie, who was the owner of Sunshine Company, because, when I came back from school, everybody said I had to have training and I needed more experience. And you don't get experience until you start getting work. Yeah. So I was very grateful that the people in 2006 that allowed me to come in their house with my little pink picnic basket to do the pedicures. They had trust. So I've established trust with my clients that have been with me from day one.
And Shawnette Bell saying, I'm so proud of you. Keep up the good work. Michelle White actually says, congratulations on working throughout the pandemic and finding ways to pivot. But she's asking, have you thought about getting a van and really be mobile? You can work your business in the van and won't have to be in people's homes. That's interesting. But that sounds like an expense or investment.
It is. Don't worry, Miss Michelle. I did look into it because, Bermuda, it would be nice. Those vans are beautiful. Oh my gosh. I have a van, but it's a Nissan, but the vans that do all that, I don't think are roads. I would have to probably station at like a park or somewhere where the field is huge, because those types of vans, they are really big for our roads. But I did look into it. But it would be awesome for Bermuda to have that, but I won't be able to bring that into the island. They're too huge.
Well, Nikkia, how can everybody get in contact with you? I know how to get in contact with you, but let everybody else know.
Okay, well, I do have a Facebook page, Therapeutic Touch, and Instagram, Therapeutic BDA, or you can call me old school, 734-8459, and we can go from there.
All right, folks, it's not a scam. It's not a scam. It's the real thing. It's real thing. But no, thank you for this. Thank you for the conversation. It's great to see someone who has been innovative in terms of how they've structured their business and themselves throughout some of the hardest times in our lives in a generation. Yes. And so congratulations on what you've accomplished. More, much love and respect to everything that you're doing, to your clients. It looks like they have a great person. They're in great hands. And if there's anything we can do for you to assist you going forward, just reach out.
Will do. Thank you very much for having me.
No problem. Nikkia Samuels, folks, Therapeutic Touch. Make sure you get her hands on you. And I'm not talking about that stuff she taught me about earlier. I'm gonna tell everybody she taught me some stuff today, folks. She taught me some stuff. But we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back. Do not go anywhere. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Do not go anywhere. If you appreciated that conversation with Nikkia, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you check her out, and we'll be back with the Daily Play. And to wrap it up.
Hi.
Oops, not that one.
A lot happens around your home. That is why at One Communications, we have introduced affordable security and video monitoring, because everyone should be able to afford to protect their family. Anytime, from anywhere, One Home Security keeps you connected and puts security in your hands with an easy-to-use smartphone app to control everything. Home security is important to keep you and your family safe. Motion-activated cameras around your home and security monitoring within create a complete security system providing protection both inside and outside your home. Professional monitoring means that there's someone on call with 24/7 protection to notify the authorities and help keep you and your loved ones safe. We are dedicated to whole home protection with indoor and outdoor cameras, smart door locks, motion sensors, and more, so you'll always be connected to what matters most. With professional installation, no upfront hardware fees, and low monthly rates, because keeping your family safe should be affordable for everyone. Total home video monitoring and security, there's no better way to protect your home than with One Home Security.
Bermuda, Mariah Carey is defrosting as we speak, and Christmas in the city will soon be upon us. The city of Hamilton invites you to the biggest pajama party you could dream of at the Fresh Air Films Drive-In movie series, December 10th to the 12th, on the top level of Bull's Head Car Park. Load up the car and come out in your favorite snuggly pajamas for doubleheaders of Christmas movie classics, treats, and prize giveaways. Physical distance and mask wearing required. Present a receipt from any city retail business between November 12th and December 12th, valued at $35 or more to gain entry. This Christmas, make your holiday memories in the city of Hamilton.
Hamilton, Bermuda at its best.
All right, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to Nikkia Samuels. Hey, Therapeutic Touch, check her out, folks. Thanks again to One Communications Medical House, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. If you appreciated the conversation, make sure you give us a thumbs up, a love, a like to show Nikkia some love, folks. It is time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Heineken 0.0. Great takes, no alcohol. Sherry, are you ready?
I'm ready. That commercial just got me ready.
Help her out, folks. Help her out. In what country did the Christmas tree tradition begin?
Canada? America? I don't know. Who knows this, Jamal? I got a fake tree anyway, Walmart.
Well, it's not Walmart.
Did anybody
Someone
get
actually
it?
said it. Yeah, someone did say it. James Birch said it first. He said it first, and then Angela Salmini.
Is that really public knowledge?
Well, apparently, because they got it. I wasn't expecting it, but James Birch and Angela Salini got it. It's not Norway. Nope, not Denmark, Holland. Rashida Godwin got it as well. Germany. Yeah, it was Germany.
Ah,
don't worry. I didn't think anyone would get it, but yeah, people know this stuff.
Ah, and I've been there.
She did say Walmart, folks. Yes, she did. She did. I'm gonna hold that against her. We will hold that against her. Yeah, Sherry's answer to the question: in what country did the Christmas tree tradition begin? She said, "I got my from Walmart." Yeah, she said that.
So use that as a soundbite. I don't like. I kind of fluctuate fake and real. I didn't say Home Depot or But anyway, so moving on, Jamal, how, in a clear, concise way, what is it? How did you find the show today?
Honestly, it was doing great up until Walmart.
Let me just hijack this.
It was great up until Walmart, Sherry. Honestly,
it's a scam.
Yeah,
it's a scam.
Yeah, but yeah, it was something special. But yeah, awesome show today. I think thank you for the tips about scamming, and I hope people took to that. Those were good tips. And as far as Nikkia, I just love the way that she evolved during the pandemic. I really do. I love the way that she, some people would have shut down and just been like, look, but she seems like she has a burning desire to succeed, and she's got bills to pay. And folks, there are lessons in these stories, and I really hope the more people we have over the next couple of weeks and months, we kind of draw inspiration from them. And that's what my hope is with Bermudians, period, is, remove the jealousy from our hearts and draw inspiration from those who are doing what you maybe wanted to do or want to do, or, who are in the same space as you,
Exactly. Well, yeah, I agree with what you're saying, Jamal. When it comes to scams, again, just be very diligent in doing your research. If you're not sure, ask somebody. And if somebody wants you to participate in something, I can't even say be patient, because these people are very patient these days and will wait. But just do your research. If it's too good to be true, then just do your research. Ask people. As far as Nikkia, I've experienced her services. She is absolutely wonderful. She has a great bubbly personality. Her energy is great, because that's what you also want in your house. Some good energy as well. And her services are absolutely awesome. So make sure that you go out and support this small business. I'm sure she has great gift, griff ideas.
Come on now, you're going on now, lady. Come on, got time to make. Hey, You know what I'm saying?
What?
Like, you know what I'm saying? She tell me be concise, and then she going, no, but honestly, I agree with you there. Like,
You're so rude.
we've got to support her. Like, I
Yes.
don't say this just to say it. Like, you all think I ain't gonna be hitting up when I get to Bermuda, yeah, and I said ain't. You think I'm, yeah, for real. Like, I want to support these people. I want to make sure that people that are out there and they really want to be successful, and we're part of that success story. Real quickly before Sherry gives the daily inspiration, I want to say something, because many of you probably don't know, but when I edit Tamara's movement moments, and I oftentimes go back and I listen to them and I watch them, and we're gonna probably play them, start playing the ones from October where she spoke about legacy a lot. And legacy is so important. I think we sometimes we don't understand what it means. Legacy is not something that necessarily is just you have children, so you're leaving a legacy. It's what you leave the world, right? And I always say, you look at, I was taught very young that most rich people who give inheritance to their children, it doesn't last past another 2 generations, if that. And sometimes the legacy you leave is your investment into maybe your children. Maybe it's an investment into a business, or other people's lives. For instance, what Sherry does for work full time outside of this is she helps people for a living. That's the legacy that her parents put into the world, that work. And so I really say that because, my father was he's an electrician. I'm not going to say was, because I'm not going to try to get yelled at for retiring him. But I say that because a gentleman named Denny Richardson, well known from Devil's Hill and the Leopards Club. He was very instrumental in me going to college in Alabama at Drake. And he said to me, he thought I wanted to be like my father, an electrician. I'm like, can't you see I'm not made for manual labor, sir? And I'm not, my father's never said this to me, and I never thought about it. But I'm like, I wonder if he feels some way that no one's gonna take over his business when he, decides to retire, stuff like that. I think about stuff like that. And I just hope that when people listen to what Tamara said during that month, legacy is so many things. And sometimes it's not about the business continuing. It's about the investment that you've made into the world that will go on long, the way after you're done. So I say that to say this, folks, your contribution on a daily basis, hopefully it's good, is part of your legacy. It doesn't have to be rich or shiny in terms of things. I'll let Sherry. That was not the daily inspiration. Over to you, Sherry.
Oh, right. I also have to say happy birthday to my goddaughter, Sanae Douglas. And every day there are 1,440 minutes. That means we have 1,440 daily opportunities to make a positive impact. Use your minutes wisely, Jamal.
Why is she picking on me? I like that one, though. I like that. Since you're on birthdays, happy birthday to your goddaughter. Happy birthday to Dr. Kaiwan Brown as well, turning 40, old man. He's turning 40, so happy birthday to him and anyone else we forgot. Folks, it's that time, so we have to go. I mean, Sheriff's yelling at me saying, look, you got to go to work today. Come on, it's this and the end job. But thanks again to our partners, Medical House, One Communications, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we're able to do this for you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you. We love you. And we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you one more time this week. She's Sherry Vanderpool. I'm Jamal Hartman. My friends, please do make it a great day.